All right, well, hello everyone. So we're just going to be doing some little bit of Genshin today, just kind of moseying around. Originally, I was going to do the stream at 8, but then some stuff came up, and I was like, okay, well, let's just move it a little bit later. So we're just going to be doing some things, um, fight some mobs, just chilling out. Maybe talking about the upcoming banners, because Sigewinne is going to be coming pretty soon. Go on. Anyway, Sigewinne's banner is going to become playable or be live on, I believe, the end of day, me. Oh, just give me a minute. Genshin decided it wanted to stop and think for a while. But anyway, while it's doing that, I guess I'll just chit chat. But yeah, so Sigewinne's banner is going to be going live, I believe, in the evening of the 25th. Also, kind of like depending on your time zone. I'll probably drop a 10 pull on her just to see if she shows up. I think my pity is like 20 or 30. So it's not enough to be like, excuse me, it's really not enough to be like, oh gosh, if I get her, my pity is ruined, or not even really high enough to be like, oh yeah, she's going to be coming home, or I'm going to get a 50-50 or whatever. But if I drop a 10 pull on it, then it's sort of like, okay, I tried. You know, that's the whole feeling. It's I tried. And I tried, and then I can be like, okay, I'll roll for her on her rerun. I think if she came out earlier, I'd be more like, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll her. Like if she came out in the middle, but we're so close to Natland, and then on top of Emily being playable, and it's like, okay, she's got glasses, she is a Dendro, she's has burning, which apparently is going to be really good for Natlan and for Pyra characters and so on and so forth. So that's a big thing. And I know a lot of people are like on the meta are kind of side-eyeing Emily with this idea of like, is she going to be good? Oh, repeat. Genshin was working fine, and now it decided to. I mean, you guys can see it here once it. Or it would if it popped up. My gosh. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But anyway. But I know like it seems like a lot of meta people are like they've learned from the Kokomi situation where originally they had it where, oh, here was Kokomi and she couldn't crit, and so everybody was writing her off, and then suddenly they introduced the HP draining wolves, the Rift Hounds, and all the meta players were like, oh, yeah, having Kokomi is a good idea. Because not only did they get introduced in the game, but they also got introduced into the Spiral Abyss, which a lot of the meta people, I believe, are like that's their thing. That's what they're focusing on to decide on what is meta and what isn't. And after that, I think some of them did start kind of going, maybe we shouldn't write off characters that kind of look sort of maybe that we should really kind of look into, ooh, what's coming in the future, maybe, type of idea. So that's like the whole thing. Um, so with Emily, they're all kind of like giving it the side eye, like, maybe we shouldn't just say like, oh yeah, just skip her for Natland because she might be really useful for Natland. It would be sort of like if like say you were gonna start a grill, okay, and you put down the charcoals, right? You put down the charcoals, and like you could like use a match and set the charcoals on fire, but it might take a while for them to get started, and it might take a while for them to be at proper cooking temperature. But then you also realize, oh wait, I have lighter fluid. So you put lighter fluid on there before you throw the match on, and now it's like, oh whoosh, there it goes. Emily is possibly the lighter fluid in this case. So, um, so I thought that was kind of fun. I do not know what's wrong with Genshin. It was working fine half a second ago, and now it is really stuck. I don't know if I should just close it and try and re-upload it, or if I should wait. Because it said it was sort of slowed down a lot, then said reconnecting to server, and now it's trying to reload. Fixed with technical difficulties. Always as it is, technical. I might have hoped too much. But anyway, um, yeah, I know at least on Tuesday we'll probably be doing part of Siege West, and then depending on how long it is, we'll do part two on Wednesday morning to kind of just finish it up. We will apparently be finding out of like why she looks more human than the other Melusine, which will be interesting because I know people have like all these different theories about, oh, why is she like this, because she's the only one. And so some people are like, oh my gosh, was she a child between a Melusine or a human, or was it when she was created inside of Elinas that she got human blood incorporated into her, or did she originally look like a Melusine and then something happened to her and she changed to look like this because she was like, oh, I need to, have more mobility, and so she did that, or was it a forced on her? So this is kind of it's going to be interesting whole bit there. And then I think not this coming up week, but I think the next week they're going to be doing the. Okay, you know what? Close Genshin and then I'll restart because it keeps getting stuck. Actually, I'll be right back, and I will come back when it is working. See you guys in a second. We're back. Finally got it working. Like I said, very weird. It was working perfectly fine. I was like, okay, let's start everything up. Let's go. And then it had an issue. But I guess that is the whole thing with Genshin. Or streaming in general. It's some technical difficulties. But anyway. So what we're just basically going to be doing this time is we're just going to kind of be moseying around.
I'll think about it.
I think I wanted to go over here real quick. I thought that there were some like world quests that we hadn't done yet. I wanted to see if I could access them. Don't remember which region it was in though. Ah, here it is. so dreams beyond space and time and where his life lies. So we have to figure out where those are. So, a second. This won't crash everything. I'm trying to open up my Google Chrome. It's like, just watch, it'll freeze everything again. It is. So what is this one? So the Where His Life Lies is a world quest in the Coeur Fontaine region waterway hub. Start the quest by talking to Garcia near the ticket booth in Coeur Fontaine Port Region Waterway Hub. Okay, so have to go. Go here, we can just go up and down, right? Honestly, I wish this main hub elevator they have, I wish it was labeled with like the floors. I don't think it's labeled with the floors. Oops. Over here. Oh, it does have floor levels. Did it always have those? got so confused. I was like, okay, which line is where? Which floor is which one? Apparently we need to come down here. We need to talk to a guy named Garcia. I think he's on the first floor. The other floors are kind of just like...
Dad, where are all the water fairies? Are they even real?
Does not seem to be here. The next floor. You know, I probably passed it when I was walking over here and I didn't even notice.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine. Please watch your step.
There's a guy named Grosley. Grosley? Includes the guides, so that they can be cops too. Not him. Another floor. There is no one here, so what am I missing? Hang on. Oh, okay. So he might not be here because I just looked at the requirements. It says complete Archon Quest finale in Chapter 4, Act 5, Masquerade of the Guilty. Okay. Wait for daily reset after completing Sumeru Commission Garcia's key items and Garcia's substitutes. A total of 2 times after Wonders of the World achievement, Principa Arithmetica. So this one is trapped behind commissions, like double commissions. I don't know if I actually even did those. And then the other one I was looking at also is tied to that. So the one problem is when some of the world quests are trapped behind daily commissions. It's like you can't force it. It's gonna happen when it happens. The only thing you can do is be like, okay, I'm going to specifically try to make it to happen by just setting it to, oh, all the commissions are going to be for Sumeru from now on, or whatever region you need. Here we go. Yeah, I've never gotten to the point to get this one done, so because this one's not done, the other one can't activate. Oh, what's this one though? Priorities Commandment? Probably murdering that poor name, but hang on a second. So, according to what I looked up, this one requires you to have a letter from a guy named Havid, or oh, I suppose we can. I don't know if I have it or not. And a lot of these icons are the same, so I guess we can wander over there and see if they're standing there. We apparently have to go to talk to Iris. Sorry, start the quest by approaching the entrance to the academia. After Khadiv's academic recommendation letter has been obtained. Where do you get that from? Quest item by completing the world quest hydrological investigation in the chasm. Okay, so a bunch of things in the chasm. Scenery guide, house invitation, travel permit. I don't think I have that one. The thing is, I thought I did everything in the chasm. Ugh. That's a new thing that popped up. Talks about fishing up a strange object. Well, I guess we can go to the chasm and see if we actually fish anything up. Dead the fish spot. Like it is right here. See if we can get to it. know if I ever did some of these. It's hard to remember, because the chasm came out even before Sumeru, and now we're in Fontaine, so that was like 2 years ago. But let's see. Thank you to the one person who's viewing. I apologize for all the issues. Ugh. And of course, sometimes when it warps, it does not want to actually take you where you want to go. Okay, here, teleport. Right. Thank you. All right. So. Repeat. This is one of the annoying things about the chasm. You think to yourself, like, oh, it'd be so easy to get to X, and it's like, no, it is not easy to get to X. It's like multiple layered. Goodness, what's that? With it? Maybe it's just already reactivated, that's why it's glowing. What they really need is they need to make the chasm layered like they have for the other underground things, because this is confusing. How do I get over here? I don't remember. One little sweet flower growing in a pot. Normally I'd be like, oh, we could spall the waterway, but it doesn't work that way. It just goes into walls. Ugh. Be like this way? Go up this path, maybe? Oh. Me. Me too. There? There's a puddle, but... Apparently we have to go up that way, but I'm pretty sure that there's supposed to be an easier way since you have to come down from there. I vaguely remember climbing up that before. But because I went the wrong way. You know what? I give up. I will figure it out at some other time. Let's just go fight some mecha guys for Emily. This supposed to be a moseying stream, so I was just going to be kind of like, oh, just doing little here and doing little there and, you know, stuff like that. And this is just turning very stressful. Oh. We're just going to go beat some stuff up.
Stabilize!
Strike a pump!
Very well. I shall put my official duties to one side for the moment.
Yeah. The two weapons that I kind of want to get now is Zhongli's, because he's like on my team almost all the time, and he deserves to have his nice weapon that actually matches him, versus this one, which is still a 5-star, but I mean, it literally is an Anemo, and he is Geo. I mean, it even has the Anemo symbol on it, so not that that's bad or anything. It just doesn't match him. So I want to get that one for him, and I want to get Ayato's signature weapon for his sword, because he's one of my favorite characters. He's like my 3rd favorite character, and also this sword is good for him, but it just really does not match. Especially when he does his ult, because his ult looks like it's supposed to be designed for a Japanese styled sword, and it's just not Japanese. That is clearly European. But I think this is technically supposed to be like a Capitano's sword. Let's see. If we look at the... Yeah, a pitch black longsword that thirsts for violence and conflict. It is said that this weapon can cause its user to become drunk on the red wine of slaughter. Yeah. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but like, Capitano is apparently going to be in Natlan, because that's what Barca had said during that one event. Excuse me. Where he's like, oh, I met Capitano, he's really strong, he's a cool guy, and this makes a lot of sense in the idea that, oh, he was a white knight, he was a good guy, he had justice, and then suddenly he just kept slaughtering and slaughtering, and that and then it was like, oh, justice is slaughter still, and it says, oh no, it's justice, but then he became the Black Stain Knight. And what does Capitano look like? A black knight. So like, I think this is supposed to be his sword, and his set is not this one. It's this one. The Iron Mask and things like that. So if it's not his specifically, I can imagine it being like someone related to him, or someone he looked up to, or
Gather!
Shower me with the...
Cascade!
something along the lines of that. And so if he becomes playable and he's a sword user, I'm gonna want to be able to give him his sword. Like, here you go, sir. Although, to be honest, he'll probably be a 5-star, and he'll have his own new sword too. But, you know. However it works out.
Stabilize!
Strike a pose!
Kamisato Aki! Suiyu!
Remember, health comes first. Mind the side effects.
My top 3 favorite Genshin characters are Baizu, Pantalone, and Ayato. I just feel happy when I see anything of theirs.
This is order.
Like, I like a lot of the other characters too.
Be still.
You know, but for some reason I just have this sort of, oh, when Baizu walks up or Ayato walks up or we get anything for Pantalone, it's one of those, oh! It's like, oh, it's Ayato! But also, I think his signature weapon looks really good on him. So, but I think at this point,
Mind the side effects.
I will have order. Solidify. Cascade.
back here, you. Here I am trying to fight this guy, and suddenly I just turn and he's not standing there anymore. Down, you guys, down.
A bitter pill to swallow.
I mean, we had that special banner that popped up, the one patch where it was, oh, Mondstadt themed, and you could get, you know, Diluc or Jean or Eula or, you know, and then a bunch of weapons for those characters, which was really nice because, for example, they had like Wolf Gravestone, which I should have rolled for because I still don't have that thing. And it never will be on like on a weapon banner itself. It's only on standard. However,
May I present?
with those special, I'm gonna call them, I know they have a specific name, but I can't remember what it is, but like region banners. And my gosh, it's making us go all the way up there. There I was like, oh, okay, go into the water. Like, no, it's all the way up here. But anyway, but the region banners. So it's like if they had Mondstadt and then they're going to have maybe Leeway, then and they have, let's say, Zhongli on the banner, that'll be a good opportunity to be, you know, oh, I can, you know, do some pulls and hopefully get Zhongli's weapon, because in the actual weapon banner, with those, you have to have, I think, like 240 saved. In order to guarantee the weapon, because you're gonna have to possibly roll to pity 3 times, and if you get really unlucky and you have like a 90 pity each time, then that means that because they have that whole etymologized path, which is a lot better than it used to be. Because originally they had it where there was, yeah, a pity, but there was no like guarantee pity for the weapon banners. So you could just be rolling on the weapon banner forever and you would never actually get the weapon you wanted.
The doctor was
Which I know a lot of people want the weapon banners to be
Cascade.
or like the character banner, where it's like, oh, you didn't get that weapon, then okay, that's all right. You can get the weapon this time. The only thing is that there's two 5-star, like limited 5-star weapons on a banner. So
This is order.
it reminded me of an Arlecchino animation I saw. Where Linny, Lynette, and Fremine wanted to get Arlecchino's weapon for her, and so they begged the traveler to help them, and so the traveler was like, "Oh, all right," and so they went around finding primo gems and things, and they were finding primo gems and things, and then they started wishing on the banner, and they ended up getting to 2 etymologized paths, but and one of the weapons they ended up winning was Linny's bow, and they're all looking at him like, really? And he's just kind of like scratching his head, being like, I'm sorry. Oh. Gato and his boba. And anyway, but on the region banners, like I said, you only they have it set up where, okay, no, you pick the thing you wanted to go for, and then you are guaranteed to get them within 180 pulls. Which really isn't any different for the characters, but it is for the weapons.
Mind the side effects.
Solidify!
showering you with praise.
Be still.
Alright, down you guys, down.
The doctor will see you now.
I mean, what's nice about Farina's little hydro familiars is that they will prioritize fighting enemies before they start going off on before they start going off on other interactable objects. However, since they drain the entire party's HP, you start getting to a situation where it's like, they get, you know, stuck on attacking a campfire or a cooking pot, and you're just like, down, you guys, down! Like, the cooking pot didn't do anything to you. Alright, let's... Oh. Hello! Oh. Nice cookies. I think those are cookies. Yeah, we're just doing some Genshin, moseying around. Sijuin's banner is supposed to be dropping on Tuesday, and I'm planning on doing a 10 pull and then doing her story quest, so that'll be a little more interesting, but right now we're just kind of...
The show begins!
moving around, looking for mechas to fight for Emily. The thing is, the little commission book where it says like, oh, here we'll tell you, we will tell you where these enemies are, so you can fight them. They don't tell you where all the enemies are. They kind of pick and choose and then just tell you where those are, and then it's like, oh, okay, you fought them all, they gotta reset. It's like, no, I did not fight them all, they are right here. But I suppose that is what the, whatchamacallit, what the interactive map is for on Hoyo Labs. Yeah, I think my current plan is I plan on doing a 10 pull on Sijuin's banner, see if she comes home. And then when Emily's banner comes up, I think I might try rolling to pity for her to see if she comes home. And if she does, that's great. And if she doesn't, it's like, okay, I have a 50-50 now, and then I can make my judgment call at that point. The judgment call will come when I see what drip marketing is for Natland for 5.0. And then doing some calculations to make sure that I will have enough fates for the Natland Archon, and or I guess end Oh, I guess and or if they end up having a Dragon Sovereign like they do for Fontaine. Because Nivulette is like really powerful and really helpful, so. Yeah, I think with... Oh, let's see. I think by the pity right now... Yeah, it's about 20. So when I do my 10 roll for Siege Queen, it'll be 30, but she'll probably not show up because 30 pity is pretty low. But even if she does, it'll be sort of a like, oh, that's fine. It didn't like I didn't have like 60, 70 pity and then sort of used it up on a character that the thing is, it's very difficult right now because I'm trying to pick and choose on who I want to roll for. And normally it would be like, oh, okay, Siege Queen's real cute, I'll roll on her and I won't worry about the future. But like, Emily is coming, she's supposed to be good for Natland, Natland's coming, the Natland Archon will be coming, or the Pyro Archon will be coming. We have Sovereigns, we have all those characters. And I mean, even if 5.0 happens and I see the character and I'm like, okay, they're okay, but I don't roll for them, I'm, you know, the Pyro Archon's gonna show up in 5.2 because the Archons always show up in 0.2. Other than Venti, who showed up in the first patch. Although he was special because the game just started. I mean, if I could and I had enough time, I would be saving up like, okay, here's 180 for the Pyro Archon, here's 180 for the Pyro Sovereign if we get one. You know, here's 180 for this, there's 180 for that. But it's coming a lot faster than I can do that, and I'm not a whale, so the most I buy is Welcome Moon and Battle Pass. Also, Calrosie, if you're still there, I hope you have a good day. Might have to stop these guys at this time. Yep, we do. There we go. Every little bit of Primo Gems. Why is this not open? I guess it doesn't matter. I can just warp in. I've been in here before. I gotta say, this place is very beautiful. Like entering a crystal cavern. I don't think there are any, like, mob enemies here. The only thing you have is these little balls, which they really only have a problem when you're trying to rush around this place. I was so mad at the guy during this one quest, though. Because we went through all this stuff. Okay, so you got this little girl, right? She was born in the Fortress of Mirapede, and you would think to yourself, like, okay, this girl has never been charged with a crime. Why is she, or I should say, she was born, and then she grew up a little bit, and then her mom passed away. And because her mom was the one who was in the Fortress of Mirapede for a crime. But they never went and were like, okay, let's take this little girl and now that her mother has passed away, we should find her next of kin and, you know, if she has any, and try to get her to safety and or get connected with someone who takes care of these things. Not leave a little girl in a jail. And so we go on this whole quest on trying to figure out how to basically break her out of jail. And the whole thing of why this is an issue, why we can't just go up and say like, yeah, this little girl has committed no crime. You shouldn't be in here. You know, can we let her go? The one guy who's in charge is like, no. And he proceeds to basically chase us the entire way. And then I believe we come up out here. Maybe it's a little bit deeper. When we come out, it's like here, around here, and he's like right there, ready to yank this little girl back to jail, and it's just like, who in their right mind? Who is this dude? Uh-oh. It's growling at me. That's one interesting thing about the boss characters in this game, is that it's like, as long as you don't get too close, they will not attack you. And some of them even give you warnings, like that's like that one. It's like, it growled. It said, "You are getting too close to me. If you come any closer, I will attack." Of course, I'm down here, so it can probably throw some projectiles and stuff at me, but all right.
I'll be able to continue with my hydrology research.
Everything here is in order.
I know it's kind of funny. I believe it was this guy. Okay, and this
Project seems to have a lot of potential.
Okay, somebody did a comic where where those two guys found out that some people were shipping them together, and the one guy went and said, well, that's preposterous because we're not gay. And the other guy looks over all shocked and he's like, we're not? So all this time, apparently, it's like, he is, you know, he is gay, he's a homosexual, and he was for sure that the other guy was, and the other guy might be one, but is completely in the closet about it. So, it's kind of funny in a cute way. I'm like, aw.
Order guide you.
This is Pride Month. Be yourself, or I should say, be yourself no matter what month, but especially this one. I believe there is quite a few mecha guys around here. You could find a bunch. Look at that pretty sun. I'm saying, like, when I look at Genshin grass and, like, just, you know, the beautiful colors. Oh, there's some guys. I just have this feeling of, like, oh, I just kind of want to lay down in it and relax. It looks so soft. it's so soft and vibrant and full of life. And
Cascade.
just very relaxing, especially in Chenyu Vale, because Chenyu Vale's grass and overall greenery is a more minty-ish color than this. So it's very nice and calming. And of course the music for Genshin is also very beautiful.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Solidify!
Shower me with the...
Be still.
Gooey. Yeah, I feel kind of bad for the Emily character because she,
I will have order.
I mean,
Gather!
Strike a pop!
to be honest, a lot of Genshin characters would go through a period of people disliking them or disliking their designs. I mean, it ranges from basically everything from they don't like the design, they don't like the kit, they don't like the personality, they think the color should be different. Yep. No. Sorry, guy. Sorry, Blubber Beast. And like with Emily,
Stabilize!
a long time ago, people saw some, or they saw something that may or may not have been actual like concept art, and so people like picked and choose which concept art they liked the most. And then she came out and she was none of those. And so many people had fallen in love with the design that they originally had seen that now she has this uphill battle. I guess it is technically mech.
Mind the side effects.
Solidify!
May I present?
Cascade.
This is order! Gather!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Time to shine!
But I think her design is nice. I don't know. I'm gonna have to kind of see what her personality is and like how and her voice and things like that, because she kind of reminds me of a librarian more than a perfumer. But again, we'll have to see. And not saying a librarian is bad. Like, I like libraries
Solidify.
and books and librarians, or I should say the kind of stereotypical librarian look. I have a feeling yeah, I think from what I've heard, Natlin is supposed to be down here, because one of the NPCs I thought mentioned that, oh, if you go to Natlin through Sumeru, and I might be misremembering, but oh, hi Mendo. Yep, we're just doing some Genshin, just moseying around a little bit. I think like Natlin is supposed to be like down and around this area somewhere. One, because there's a lot of space where they could put it, and two, I believe one of the NPCs had mentioned of, oh, you can go to Natlin through Sumeru. So I don't know if he meant like through the desert, or if he meant like, oh, you could take a boat and go down there, or whatever. But I think Natlin's going to be in the south, and then Chesnaya, since it is, you know, based on Russia and very cold, if the hottest area is in the south, then it would make sense that the coldest area is in the north. So these trees out there,
Every
which
journey
we
has
can't
its
get
final
to,
day.
will probably be the little area between Fontaine and Chesnaya. But again, we don't know 100%. I'm really glad that they left this little place here, and that you can dive down and go back and see the monument. I was afraid they were going to be like, okay, yeah, that's it, and to close it off, and you never get to go there again.
I will have order. Stabilize.
But Chesnaya won't be coming out for like another year. We got to go through Natlin first. Which, from some of the hints that they've dropped, Natlin does seem like a pretty cool place. Like apparently that's the place where the natural hot springs form, and that they apparently can heal you or something. So I was like, that'll be really nice. I mean, if they can heal and then they actually give one of those to us for our teapot, you're like, okay, we're putting down a healing hot spring in your teapot. That means your teapot becomes a walking, or I guess carrying statue of the seven.
Solidify. Cascade.
Like, I buy you, so I don't really need it, but the one thing Baizu can't do is he can't resurrect people. It's not in his kit. I think the only... Let's see. Now I'm curious. I know that...
La da 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 da.
Let's see. Yeah. Barbara at C6 can resurrect allies. Let's see. When Barbara is in the party but not on the field, and one of your own party members falls, automatically revives the fallen character, fully restores that revived character's HP to 100%. This effect can only occur once every 15 minutes. So, she can resurrect people, which is pretty intense. So she can do that. That's about with Yugwe. Might be the only one who can. She... Okay, she can do it too, but or using Adeptus Art Preservation of Fortune revives all fallen party members nearby and regenerates 50% of their HP. So Barbara can revive somebody at 100 HP, but it's only one, and Chi-Chi can revive everybody. So basically, if you had her, or you had your team of 4, and 3 of them fell down, and you brought Chi-Chi out, and you used her Adeptus Art, she would heal everybody up to 50%. Let's see. Yeah. Ironically, Baizu cannot resurrect anybody. Considering he's the one who's actually shown to been able to do it in canon. Considering he resurrected that one guy during his story quest. But all right. To this guy here, but I don't think he drops. He's just a hard boss. He's just a hard mob to fight. Is that him humming? I think it is. Oh, that's kind of creepy. Or I should say, it's sort of creepy, but it's also kind of relaxing. Little crumbly rock. So this is the ASMR of Genshin. Listen to the little guy hum.
Be still.
I think I was calculating it out before that if I only spend about 90 fates trying to get Emily, then by the time Natlin comes out, I will still have 180, and then I'll basically be able to hold on to it until there's an Natlin character I really want, or the Archon comes out, or whichever. But yeah, if we come down here, I'm sure that there could be, like, if Natlin is going to be here, or even, like, here, it depends on how big it is, I guess. as a region. Right now, that is ocean up there. Maybe not that direction. Unless we're crossing over an ocean to get to Natland. I mean, it will be updated, I suppose. You know, it's like with the Chenyu Vale. Like when you we knew where it was going to get put, and so we were kind of like we were looking out that direction. It's like, oh yeah, we got a bunch of you know, simple JPEG or 3D kind of ish mountains with JPEGs on them, and then suddenly it was boom, Chenyu Vale, and it was all detailed. It looked really cool, actually. Fall down the pit, Ayato. We want to go over there. I can imagine some of these characters just being like, why are we here? Why am I walking through the desert in my nice suit? Past this way, getting kind of in the red. Well, there is more desert, looks like. So maybe Natlan will be more way? I don't know. Because like apparently this way is water. So unless we're having like, yeah, and this is it ends of here. It's gonna be kind of interesting where they put it because I mean there's unless they adjust the map a little bit, there's not much room over here. As you can see, it kind of bounces back, and there's a lot more room down here. It's also going to be kind of interesting because I know when Fontaine came out, the only way to get into it on the map was through a little corridor right here. They didn't have any of this, and this came out like 4.6, so the last patch. And so you, in order to get to Fontaine, you had to just go through this little bit here. I will admit, I think when you Fontaine is kind of interesting because it looks very small on the map, but you also have to remember that all the water below is diveable, so it's kind of like two areas on top, and then this little island here. But I know when you compare it, well, I guess Mondstadt is a little bit smaller. So hard to zoom out. I'd have to look at the whatchamacallit. The interactive map. But I think if you were to put like the land or just in the general area, I think Sumeru is definitely the biggest. Like it spreads out the most. Because you have the grassy area and then you have all of this desert, which is Sumeru. And then you have Inazuma, which you really can't count too much of the water. Because you can't do anything with it. So it's just there to swim across. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to take a break. It is 1 o'clock and I still haven't had lunch. So I'm gonna head out and do some of that. But thank you for everybody for joining me. I will be doing Hot Cocoa Corner tomorrow, Monday at 8 o'clock, to talk about what's coming up for this coming up week. Little bit of preview. They are going to be having the live stream for Zenless Zone Zero on Friday, which I'll be streaming that. Also probably be trying to stream some Wuthering Waves. My model may work or may not work. That game has been having issues, not just on my computer but on a lot of computers, so that's a bummer. But we'll be doing that probably on Friday, and then let's see, I think it's Tuesday we're going to be doing a Siegeween roll and then her quest, and then if we're not finished with her quest on that time, we'll finish it up on Wednesday. Thursday, I think I'm taking a break, and then Friday will be the Zenless Zone Zero stream, and also possibly Wuthering Waves, because Wuthering Waves will be coming up with their new patch, should be. And while I'm not planning on rolling for Jinsei, I am planning on rolling for Kang Lee, and so I'm going to need to be going into that new area, apparently, to get her flowers that she needs, which I was like, we've had one patch and we've already run into a character where we need flowers or a specialty from another area. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't win. And of course, it's the character I want. I'm pretty sure you can get all of, you could pre-farm for all of Jinsei's stuff, but there you go. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you have a great rest of the day or a great evening, depending on your time zone. And hope to see you again tomorrow or throughout this week. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming.